Hello everyone, BMS here, and we're going to be going through a game released in 1992 for the SNES and the Super Famicom called Musya, the classic Japanese tale of horror, or Musya, Imoto's Saga, or the Japanese version, Brave Spearman Jinrai's Legend, Warrior. Now we're going to be playing through the Japanese version since it has some extra sprites. The physics and the gameplay are also a little different as well. And for the cutscenes, I'm going to go ahead and splice in the English version so you can actually read what the fuck is on the screen. Because I don't know about you, but when it comes to reading Japanese, I'm up shit creek without even a fucking boat. Now, considering how early this game was released in the Super Nintendo's life, it actually gives you a halfway tangible backstory. Well, until you actually see this motherfucker they're talking about. And then you come to realize that there's no way in hell that this damn pussy was the only survivor of a fucking battle. Unless he was the guy that at the start of the whole damn thing tripped and hit his head on a rock and was knocked out until the whole damn thing was over. And it's still setting up the damn story. It's taken them a rather long time to set up a classic damsel in distress that needs to be rescued by a knight in shining armor scenario. Hell, I could set this damn thing up in half the time. Let's give it a shot. There once was a man who was in a great battle, but tripped and knocked himself out until it was over. When he awoke, he staggered to a nearby village to proclaim his victory, only to be asked by the mayor of said village if he would go and rescue the village hooker from a bunch of evil Japanese things. Thinking about the prospective rewards of rescuing a hooker, Imoto gladly accepted and thus began his magical journey. See? Short, simple, to the point. Alright, in Stage 1, Tengumura Cavern, and right off the bat we're greeted by two flaming enemies which Imoto manages to take out with such a show of skill that it would impress any Japanese pikeman that I know of. Now please, during this technical demonstration that I'm doing of all of Imoto's moves, if you feel lost, or if you feel that you missed one, please do not be ashamed to rewind the video to go back and look. Because I mean, I know they're so complex and there's so many of them, what, like 6, that it's easy to get confused. Now on a serious note, or as serious as you can get with this game, you would think that a man that's able to jump like 6 times his fucking height, even with all that armor on, would be able to stab his pike in a direction, other than forward. Well, maybe that's just me, I don't know. Who knows? And kill the little witch bitch there. And those things carry power-ups, like that one. That little scroll increases your ammo for your spells, which are represented by the kanji up here. Now this one is your thunder spell that you naturally start the game out with, no shit. Your fire spell, your gem spell, your web spell, and your life spell. Now I'll explain what all those do when we collect them. You collect them by killing bosses. Now the scroll that I picked up adds ammunition, which is represented by that little swastika thing down there. And you can have up to 5 uses for each spell. Now the swastika thing was actually edited out for the American version, which I can't imagine why. I mean, who doesn't like using Nazi ammunition? I know I do. And that other power-up that you saw me collect back there, as you can see, powers up your main weapon, the pike. It gives it a nifty little shiny pointy thing at the end of it. Now the more of those power-ups you collect, the bigger and the faster the pointy thing gets. Whether it actually increases your damage all that much, I don't know. But your range goes up, so that's a plus. Oh, I guess I better explain some of the shit on top too, since it's actually in Japanese, and nobody here reads that shit. So, the top left would be your score, which is actually pretty pointless in this game. You'd think that by getting a higher score, you'd get more lives. Wrong, you don't get lives that way. You get lives by collecting some other power-up later on. So the next thing over would be that little kanji thing in the middle, which represents the special weapon you have selected. If it's red, then you've got ammunition for it. And if it's not, if it's white, well, then you're fucked. Now, during my fact-finding escapade I did on Wikipedia, the ultimate internet source, I was unable to find out why your health is represented by Mario fireballs. So please, if you know the answer to this, reply. Now that little pizza slice that we collected there summons one of 3 of the Japanese spirits to aid you. The one we got was Kongooh. And what that does is, you can see, not only in addition to giving you a nifty little sky blue glow, it makes you invulnerable and any enemies that touch you are going to get fucked up, which is always nice. The other 2, there's one that increases your life back to full, and the other one kills all the enemies on the screen. So yeah, the most useful one is the invulnerability one. And we're already at the boss, who'd have thought? Now, what is Imoto's test to put the maiden through to make sure she's human? He stabs the living shit out of her. That's what I do. Now, this thing was actually one of the bosses that was edited for the American version because of the two things you see dragging on the ground. Apparently, the good people at Seta didn't think that the Americans were ready for a giant furry monster with huge testicles that are bigger than the main protagonist. Quite frankly, neither do I. The name of this boss is actually a Changing Tanuki. And yes, that's Tanuki as in the suit that you can get from Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, in Japanese folklore or whatever, the Tanuki is supposed to be like a mixture of a fox and a raccoon. But here in this game, I can see the fox part coming through, but not so much the raccoon. In this game, he's got a nifty little hat, and he seems to have a bit of a drinking problem. And in addition to all that, his main attack is to throw, like, little turds at you. 5 at a time in a spread pattern, which is quite talented, I must say. And now that we've defeated him, we're going to gain, our life is going to refill, and then we're going to gain another spell. What is it? The Firespell. Oh yeah, and thus, the end of Stage 1.